Yo, it's Cyber Monday. This video is unofficially sponsored by Manscaped, but they're doing 25% off worldwide free shipping today. Go thank your balls with a lot of Manscaped stuff, okay? It's really, really good. I use all of their stuff literally every single day. Body wash, ball cream, all this stuff. Just go do that. It's in the first link in the description. So it looks like here Jake Paul has a message to KSI, and I feel like this is a good segue for me to talk about this past weekend, okay? This was the most 2020 weekend that I feel like 2020 could have had, and I definitely want to share my thoughts with people on this because I know a lot of people ask me on Twitter and stuff like that, but I want to publicly talk about this, okay? Because I have a lot to say. But I just want to see what this message to KSI is real quick to kind of give me an excuse to make this video. So, what's he saying?
Sup, fucker?
Classic.
Listen, stop making it about the money, KSI. Let's get the fight happening.
Yo, I want to see the fight, bro.
I know you are. I'm a real dog. I just became the biggest prize fighter overnight. A side. Feels good to be on the A side. But look, we can get you a decent amount of money. We'll talk to your manager, you know.
Shout out, man.
Obviously, I'm getting more, but it's gonna happen. So just sign the contract, bro. I know your music career is not doing shit right now. I feel bad for you, bro. You're just a fat dude with man titties in England making laugh challenge videos. You are dumb. You fucking idiot. Hey, KSI, bro. Sign the contract, bro. I'm about to fuck you up. You fucking Scooby-Doo ass motherfucker.
Scooby-Doo. Alright. So like I said, that was just an excuse to really make this video. That face, though. So here's the thing, man. This weekend was fucking crazy. Jake, honestly, he has a couple good points right there, bro. I mean, I don't know if he's like the biggest prize fighter overnight, but definitely has gained some leverage in this JJ versus Jake Paul bout. It's still floating in my head that, you know, JJ originally called him out and then he ducked it and then Logan accepted. But like that was years ago when there was no training, I guess. I don't know. It's super weird situation. But then Saturday, bro. Saturday, like, in a nutshell, when you summarize it, was the most 2020 thing to happen. Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson while Snoop Dogg sang church hymns when it happened. And then following that, Mike Tyson beat the ever-living dog shit out of Roy Jones Jr. for 8 rounds. And then it ended in a draw. DraftKings made, oh my God, so much money. Because ties go to the bookies. And I know a ton of people that betted on DraftKings even though you weren't supposed to bet on the event. Triller even said it on their website. But I'm actually very, very happy that I bought this pay-per-view. It's probably my favorite pay-per-view that I bought this year. But circling back around to Jake Paul knocking out Nate Robinson. Bro, I was watching this and I was like surprised at how quick and how aggressive that Nate Robinson was, because if you watch the fight back, obviously I can't show it for copyright reasons and they'll like take my channel down, but if you watch the fight back in the first 30 seconds or so, Nate comes out swinging and you can tell Jake is like, oh fuck, I was not expecting this. He caught Jake one really, really good time on the left side of the face. You can even see it in like the post interview where Jake's left side of his face is like really puffy, but it really surprised me because I had seen footage of Nate like hitting the pads and I was like, oh, this isn't going to be good. Because it was like super slow and like awkward. And then, you know, the first 30 seconds go by and I think Jake kind of realized, like kind of calmed himself down and realized what Nate was doing was that he was just running at him and trying to punch him. Like there was no like sit back, wait, counter. There was nothing. It was just like Nate's like, bah! But I fucking loved it because it creates action. Those are the fights that, one, I think that gets a lot of the casual people to turn their head and like watch it. Because I love technical boxing, I love technical fighting, like when people wait for their jabs and then like the kidney punches and stuff like that. I like that kind of stuff. But a lot of casuals, they just want to see somebody just get absolutely fucking rocked. And that's what you got. And that's what happens when you just run in and just like swing blindly and just run in, leaving yourself open like that. But you know, he dropped him 3 times throughout the fight in a round and a half. The first one was like above the ear, so it definitely counts as a knockdown. I know I've seen a lot of people kind of question that. It was just like a strong overhand right, and Nate like kind of turned his head a little bit to get a punch in and just caught him really good right there and threw his equilibrium off. And then he like punched him in the fucking eye, and then he dropped down and you could see it in his face. It's like, this sucks. And then the last one, again, he just ran in blindly trying to hit him, got clipped in the chin, slumped, fell face first into the canvas, ring rash. My first thoughts whenever it happened was I thought it was fake. Like I literally thought it was fake. I thought that like Nate had already been dropped twice and he had realized he didn't want to do this anymore. He was tired. So the next hit, no matter what, he was going to pretend to be slumped and go in. But then his face like smacked first on the canvas, like his face was the first thing to hit. And I was like, oh, when I saw back the replay, I was like, oh, okay, maybe he actually got dropped. That wasn't fake. So like, shout out to Nate Robinson, first of all, for even stepping in the ring, because it's such a nerve-wracking experience to do, especially in front of the amount of people that bought this pay-per-view. I don't even know how many it was. Didn't have to wear headgear, which is wild. I definitely thought they would have to wear headgear, if anybody, but like I remember seeing articles talk about how Mike and Roy might have to wear headgear. So it was dope that it felt more like an actual boxing pay-per-view. And even their fight didn't look like a YouTube boxing event. Like there was a clear difference between the YouTube boxing events that I've seen and then this one. So even though Nate got knocked out and knocked down 3 times and just like all the memes and crazy stuff happening, like that is just balls, man. That is super, super balls, because he could have just went in there and, you know, guarded himself and not get knocked out. Like it's very easy to prevent yourself from getting knocked out, but just playing defense and not throwing. But he went balls to the wall, man. So I give huge respect to Nate Robinson for that. And I also give huge props to Jake Paul for being able to knock somebody out, because it's not an easy thing to do. Like you have to hit somebody in the right spot with the right amount of force scientifically for someone to get knocked out. Like professional boxers hit each other, you know, hundreds of times of fights and don't get knocked out. You know, they'll go careers like Floyd Mayweather. I don't even know if he's ever like actually like, you know, slumped somebody. I think he's done it like maybe 4 or 5 times. Like it hasn't, I don't recall him slumping someone like that. So again, massive respect for that. And I know a lot of people are saying like, I want to see Jake fight like a real boxer, like somebody that's been doing it for 10 years. And I'm down to watch that at some point, but that does not need to be the next fight. The next fight has to be KSI versus Jake Paul. And here's why. So let's say Jake does accept another fight in between the contract negotiations and everything, and fights a real boxer that's been doing this for so long. They're going to do what they are going to do to him, okay? That is just common sense. That is knowledge that, you know, and Jake might not get knocked out, but he's not going to win. Like, he's not going to win that fight. And then that completely takes away from the hype of the JJ Jake Paul, because they're both undefeated. And I want to see that fight. I have no idea who would win because their fighting styles are just so different. But I compare them to like baseball, because I played baseball my whole life, played it in college. Jake is like a very controlled pitcher. Like his form, he's tight right here, that like throws relatively hard, not crazy hard, but just like knows where to throw the ball, can throw his pitches where he wants them, and just kind of work around the batter and just like do his thing. JJ is somebody that I would like to call effectively wild. He's somebody that like, he knows how to protect himself, he knows how to box, but he just throws these big fucking haymakers that if they connect, it's gonna hurt really fucking bad. So like in baseball, he'd be like a pitcher that just throws really, really fucking hard, and like 25% of the time he can pretty much tell you where it's going, but 75% of the time he doesn't even know where it's going. And as a batter, like you can't just predict where the ball is going. You can't predict, like he's throwing a fastball, just like in boxing. If you fight KSI, you can't predict like, okay, he's gonna come with the left, right hook. You can't do that, because JJ's just like, he just does whatever the fuck. Like he's wild. So I think that would be a crazy awesome fight to watch. I don't know about you guys. I definitely want that to be the next fight. But hands down, my favorite moment from this weekend was listening to Snoop Dogg sing a church hymn while Nate Robinson was just passed out on the ground. Awesome weekend, bro. Awesome weekend. Now, as far as some of the points in this video, you know, he said JJ's music career isn't really doing anything. Had a crazy album earlier this year. And you don't expect somebody to make another album 4 months later after they drop their original album. So as far as his music career, it's obviously the best it's ever been. Same with Jake. He is in his best moment of his music career that he's ever been in. Likewise with boxing. He's in his best moments right now. So like, I feel like they're both in their prime in like all aspects of everything. Clash of the Titans, bro. Jake Paul's still a fucking cunt. JJ can be a cunt every now and again, but I feel like JJ's more tolerable, which is why this fight would be awesome, because there's so much hatred from both sides. Like, you know, JJ fans hate Jake Paul, and I feel like Jake Paul has genuine hate for KSI. I don't know about Jake Paul fans because I don't know that many. It would just be crazy to watch. I know this was a different video. There's like non-music related at all. But I just wanted to talk to you guys and just put out a video. And yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this weekend. But that's the end of this video. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, Black Friday, boxing event, football, Cyber Monday weekend of 2020. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Shout out to Snoop Dogg, of all people.